Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video covering the Deathadder V3 Mini, also for whatever reason called the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed. I don't quite know why they didn't just coin this a Mini. I think it's actually kind of confusing. I wanted to get this video out there because I personally had absolutely no idea a Deathadder Mini was on the market until I started watching videos on the V3 Hyperspeed. This is not your typical Hyperspeed either. This is not a mouse that requires a battery. You are able to charge this with a USB-C port at the top of the mouse. It does come with a kind of just like standard, kind of boring, regular rubber cable. And it does have a 1000 hertz polling rate dongle that comes with the mouse. But you can pair this to Razer's hyper polling wireless dongle, and the 8K performance here, I had absolutely no issue whatsoever. No stutters, no hiccups, consistent 8K performance, and the 8K performance did feel quite good. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview of the mouse and my impressions just because I do want to put more time in the mouse, get some more accurate readings on the battery life, on 4K and on 8K, but I have taken this in game. The performance again feels really, really nice. And you guys know that I like smaller ergos. I liked the EC3. I liked the Ponage Stormbreaker, which I will do a little comparison. And this really does fall into that size bracket. Again, it is massively different in the hand than the Deathadder V3 Pro. I can't really emphasize that enough. It really is a mini version of the Deathadder. The biggest difference in the hand, of course, the Deathadder sits higher, sits longer, it's going to be wider. So it does feel more like a palm grip mouse where naturally you might be able to fingertip grip and get a lot more inner hand maneuverability on the thinner, flatter, and not as long Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed. To me, it feels really good. I get a little bit more of an aggressive of a grip, and that's one of the reasons I haven't been using my Deathadder. It gets a little bit too close to an EC1 size. Again, this getting closer to an EC3, to me, it just feels more fun to use in game, and it feels better for the style of games that I am playing. If I was playing tac shooters, maybe I would stick to the larger size, but again, primarily Apex, Call of Duty, I am preferring the smaller size already. The size will fall into the bracket of the Keras 2 from Asus that you guys saw a little bit earlier this year. The main difference will definitely be the overall feel of how the front flares on the Keras. It is something that feels a little bit more like your hand is maybe a little bit more aggressively locked in, particularly where your index and middle finger will rest on mouse 1 and mouse 2. Overall, though, the height and overall feel of the Hyperspeed V3, it really does feel really nice. It's on, I would say, a little bit of a larger side than the X-Lite Small, and about the same feel in size as the Keras. The main difference is towards the bottom right of the mouse, you can see it just doesn't quite flare out as much. It's not as girthy. So you do get a nice little aggressive grip on the right side. If you have large fingers or a wide hand, you might prefer the way the flare is on the Keras a little bit more because it might provide you a little bit more room. I have plenty of room on the the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed. And again, it feels really, really good. I did just get the new Stormbreaker as well that they sent me. A awesome unboxing experience. And I will definitely compare it as well to the Stormbreaker, which is similar to the Keras. You can see all three of them side by side really do fall into the same size bracket, and the Deathadder actually does get somewhat close in size to the new Viper V3. The coating is the same as well on the Viper V3, so if you really like that black smooth touch coating, it is one of the best coatings on the market right now. It feels phenomenal, really high quality, makes the mouse feel less cheap in the hand, and provides a really nice grip, particularly in my humid climate as well. The scroll wheel feels exceptional, and overall, the optical switches here, in my opinion, they feel and sound a little bit thockier than the Viper and the Deathadder V3. But to me, they feel a little bit tighter, if that makes sense. It just feels like a really, really nice experience in terms of the optical implementation here on mouse 1 and mouse 2. And the side buttons, I have like literally basically no pre-travel and a most like inconsequential level of post-travel. The shell is very sturdy. It's built like a tank, separate and apart from some flex on the bottom, which you'll never feel in game. If you don't care about 4,000 hertz or 8,000 hertz at $100, I think you really are getting a really premium feeling mouse. I do think, though, that for $100, there are some other mice that do come with 4K compatibility at that price point that also feel good. So you've got a lot of options on the market, but this really is a very nice feeling ergonomic mouse if you like small ergo. Some of the main build differences between this and the Deathadder V3, again, they both use those optical switches. The V3 Pro, I think, uses a more updated sensor, but the Hyperspeed feels absolutely phenomenal. Works with 8K hertz again. And you will see on the bottom of the mouse the skate difference there. I actually like the skate design on the Hyperspeed more than the Deathadder V3 Pro. I think, again, if you have large hands and wide fingers or wide hands, you might prefer the larger size a little bit more. It might give your hand a little bit more room to rest. But where my hand rests on the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed, me personally, I have plenty of room for my ring finger and pinky finger. I don't feel my fingers hanging off the mouse or dragging on my pad. And I don't actuate the mouse 2 with my ring finger the way I grip the mouse in particular. To me, the mouse just feels more fun in game. It feels a little bit more aggressive. And for Apex and Call of Duty, which are my main 2 games right now, the experience here just feels really tight and really well performing. So right now, I'm really enjoying the mouse. 8K performance, feeling great. I will get more testing in to see if it's enough to make me get rid of my original Deathadder V3 Pro. But right now, I am liking the size a lot more than its larger brother. So guys, again, I had absolutely no idea Razer released a Deathadder V3 Mini. The Hyperspeed name is just really odd in terms of like a branding and marketing type thing, but a very good mouse here. $100. If you already have one of those hyperpolling dongles, you can pair it flawlessly. I just had to update my dongle. Overall, so far, a really nice package, and I'm enjoying it a lot. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope it helped. I'll update you guys a little bit on battery life and my overall feelings after a few more weeks. But again, right now, solid. If it helped, guys, please leave a sub to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.